I like the ring on the bottles there. Howdy, partners. Spittoon free establishment. Visit Coliseum Highway Zone. He's in cash reward for finding this robot. Maybe I'll keep an eye out. Poor Oma Chow. Hate to see him like this. What did I do? Medical malpractice. Interesting. I wish I clicked that earlier, to be fair. Ready to mosey down to the next car? You got it, partner. Onwards! Oh, look at that hanging there poster. That's so adorable. All this stuff getting heavy. I'll dump what I don't need. Everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose, is hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been wonderfully, fabulously helpful. Already? Before you go, Espio and I wanted to give you your presents. My presents? You're both too sweet, thank you. Vector, it seems we have more guests. Amy, there you are. You found any leads yet? Oh, the detective pair needs help from the birthday girl. She knows everyone allowed to be sassy on their birthday. This tip is too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you, and quick. But how are you gonna leave? The door to the next card is locked. Oh, you doubt the birthday girl? The birthday girl has the master key. Right, the birthday girl gets the birthday key. Of course, it's a birthday privilege. I'll solve this case before everyone else. Bye! Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now, what are you two doing? You might be suspicious, I'm gonna say. I'm the detective, so I can't be the murderer. And I'm, just making sure things go well. Things aren't going great. Not sure if you've forgotten, but there was a murder. Well, I mean, besides that. Besides murder. My social skills, non-existent. Why is this character me? I'm Vector the Butcher, rises to handle raw meat. And I'm Espio the Poet. Poetry! A resonant message from poet to reader meant to challenge our delicate perceptives with the most rhythmic of prose. Can I hear some? Sure. Teardrops in spring. Can you hear me sing? La la la, la 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 la. Dee 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 dee. Was that it? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in spring. I'm satisfied for now, thanks. At least he's rhyming, I suppose. Silver and I are here to establish both of your alibis. Can you walk us through what happened after Amy had everyone leave the dining car? Oh, sure, it's simple. We just explained it to Amy, actually. When we were all sent off, Rouge, Blaze, Shadow, and Sonic all passed through this library car, where Amy told me and Espio to stay. I promptly picked a book off the shelf and made myself comfortable. Vector got bored, and so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in the saloon car. Yep. Where was Rouge? We've seen her lipstick stain on a cup in the saloon car. Rouge came over to the library car, seemingly looking for something. Then she went to search the saloon car. She came back here shortly after. We heard her shout, "No way!" at the brochure standing over there. But she left back to the casino car before Shadow came through and locked the door. Wonder what she found. He has obviously been on the hunt for something. After Rouge left, Shadow walked through the casino car, then entered the library car and locked the door behind him. More importantly, why has Shadow been locking doors? Shadow walked through the library car to the saloon car where Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted on showing us up at Super Monkey Ball. I was so engrossed by rolling the monkey action I hardly noticed when Shadow left the saloon car. I guess he walked through the library car to the casino car, again locking the door behind him, and then returned to the lounge car where he's meant to be stationed. When Victor came back, we realized Knuckles locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the train sped up. We were worried about the bookshelves falling on us, but we got through it all right. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived asking us questions. She's the one who told us someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's all that happened. With all these locked doors, it seems Vector or Espio couldn't have left the library car or the saloon car. Thank you both for your cooperation. We'll just peek around and we'll return with any questions. If you return with any meat, I'll chop it up for you. And if you'd like to be serenaded by a poem, I got you covered too. Thanks, guys! Their alibi seems solid enough, but we should still search for clues. What we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Vector's reason for leaving his post and determine if Espio was actually in the library car reading. A tall task, but we can do it. Let's get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely! A globe of our marvelous planet. I haven't traveled around much. The islands are fun and all, but I'd love to visit some of the countries. They're a lot of fun, honestly. Plenty of wonderful people and shops. The food can't be beat either. Sounds perfect for a vacation. The conductor was talking about Spagonia, if you've ever been there. I have, actually. If you're ever visiting, be sure to stop at the university and say hi to Professor Pickle. He'll tell you something about the area and makes one scrumptious sandwich. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. This group knows everyone and has been everywhere, haven't they? Ooh, brochures! They're all travel destination ideas here, like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Oh! Server, look at this. There's a couple of maps here. Seems to be the map of the library car. The books are categorized by genre, which are listed here. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it. The library map was added. Should we take this brochure about the cave too? Look, there's stalactites. Nah, leave it. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Nobody shares my fondness for caves. A chow hangs precariously from the tree branch. The large text below reads, "Hang in there." Wow, I really needed to see this. This little chow hanging there, refusing to use his wings to fly to safety, because choosing the hard way is often the most rewarding. That's beautiful. If this chow could stick up to his principles and find strength, then I can too. There's no way there was that much thought put into this poster, right? So many books on the ground. I wish I had time to pick them all up. Sadly, I have no interest in picking up these books. A lot of these were knocked out by the train speeding up. But Rouge pulled a lot of these out searching for something. What reckless behavior. I feel sorry for the poor books. The spines are creasing. They're open too far. This guild feels empathy for everything. is always hidden in the trash. Let's check there. I hate to say it, but there is nothing here. Ah, I really thought there would be something there. Silver, are you sad that there's nothing in the trash bin? No, no, I'm alright. I'm sure there'll be something hidden in the next trash bin we find. You really think so? Yeah, we gotta stay optimistic. Yeah, 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 okay. These trash bins hide a secret, I'm sure of it. Silver, you're pretty unconventional, but I like that. Was that supposed to be a compliment? Chaos Cola. Check out our book club. Book of the month, Gone Gal. Wow, I wish I could stop and look at all these books. But Sonic needs me, no time to rest. Alright, let's move on then. When I mean a little peek wouldn't hurt. He's scavenging through the book titles excitedly. He's like a kid in a candy shop, or in this case, a genius in a train library. That's odd. I know some of the books have fallen out on the floor and everything, but every book on these shelves are in alphabetical order, but this one. It's a user manual for the Mirage Express, the train we're currently on. You think someone found it on the ground and put it back? Maybe, but this is interesting. Let's make note of this. Okay, so this is where we are right now. Okay. Exhaustive manual for the Mirage Express's many features and capabilities. Doesn't seem to mention how to drive the train, which would have been neat. Okay, what about this book? What's this bright red book? Oh, yuck. This reeks of the evil scientist, Dr. Eggman. Yep. This is Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. What kind of recipes? Who cares? I don't trust any book he's written. It's weird that this is even here. Maybe people just appreciate an omelet? You may not be wrong. Oh, poor thing. That arm is really struggling cleaning up this car. To be fair, I wouldn't want to clean up all this mess either. Let's just leave it alone to do its thing. Yeah, probably for the best. Shadow supposedly walked through the library car before going into the saloon car. When Shadow left the library car, he locked this door on the way out. There's gotta be a reason why he's doing this. Should we make note of it? Yeah, I do believe we should. I think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Vector and Espio and find out what really happened. Okay, let me see here. I mean, it's not locked, so... let's start with Espio. Fancy a poem? How about a poem about trains? Locomotive in motion. I think I lost my lotion. The window shows the ocean. Oh wait, there is my lotion. Thanks. I really like that one. Huh? So the two of you don't believe us, eh? It's not that I don't trust either of you. I wouldn't be a proper detective without examining the validity of your alibis. Silver and I are just here to confirm two things: why Vector left to play games with Knuckles, and if Espio really was reading in the library car. Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave the library car to visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present the evidence is neat. Oh, that's easy. I got bored. Uh, uh, what? I wasn't entertaining him enough, it seems. Vector always enjoys being social. Plus, we were instructed to mingle. I remembered the arcade machine in the saloon car and figured I'd go check it out. It seems to line up with the information we gathered with Knuckles. Then that brings our attention to you, Espio. Rouge entered the library car, found something, then left. You said you immediately started reading, but you were actually reading the entire time you were in the library car? Of course he was. Once Espio starts reading, he doesn't stop until it's done. Seen it happen. Must have been a good read. What was the book? Espio doesn't owe you that, detective. Let the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I read? If you want talk, I have a hunch on what that book might be. Silver, could you help me out? Alright, Silver, what book do we think Espio might have been reading? I get it, he's been reading Shadow's Lock! No, the manual. A manual? You think Espio is reading instructions? What argument do you have to support this? God damn it. You were both grasping, I knew it. Okay, let's try this again. We need 40 rings, so... But yeah, like I said, if anything, this project is gonna show how bad I am at endless runners. There are books scattered around the floor, sure. But the remaining books in the shelves were all in alphabetical order. All except this manual, meaning someone, at the very least, picked the manual up and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, Espio. Hey now! I won't have you insulting my pal like this. Calm down, Vector. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself. Apologies, Espio. A butcher and a poet. Friendship can form everywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading. The Mirage Express Manual. Trains are cool. In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Silver, if you don't mind. Could you ask Espio some questions about the manual? Just flip to a page and ask away. Oh, I see. Quiz Espio about the manual to prove he read it. Which page should I quiz him on? Okay. What efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless? Robotic arms. During events, they could perform a variety of tasks that are responsible for cleaning up trash and messes afterwards. I remember the conductor saying that the train can clean itself. Though I have a feeling the train company didn't want to hire any janitors. The robotic arms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought to the train, ensuring passengers' safety. Seems Espio asked that question. Silver, hit him with another one. Oh, okay. What page do I choose? 89. What is the the Mirage Express's cancellation policy? No refunds, and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you're over the age of 65. Gee, the person who made this rule must have been over 65. Last one, Silver. See if Espio can go 3 for 3. Gotcha. Which page should I pick last? What was implemented to support the conductor duties and ease general train obligations? An intelligent data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to assure smooth travel for guests. I remember this. The train has an autopilot, but it can't access its full suite of capabilities without the conductor present. Now did I pass your little test? Totally. It's well that you were able to retain all this information so quickly. Oh, Poet's brain is often surprising. I don't know if I'd brag about that. You've clearly read the manual, answering those questions far too specifically to be guessing. And you both had the nerves to question my body like that. Don't we want to be supporting folks who read? You have to admit, though, reading the entire time a murder occurs does sound a bit suspicious, even if it's true. But he answered all my questions so calmly. That was very impressive. No, I understand. I understand everyone's cautious attitudes. Vector was the only one to see me reading, after all. My alibi is hard, it's hard to substantiate, despite being the truth. Well, you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we can... Espio, is it true Vector was the only one to see you reading? Yes, that is correct. Problem? Frankly, I don't believe that's true, and we have the evidence to back that up. Silver? It's always putting me on the spot. Okay, Silver, think. We should have the evidence, a piece of evidence that links to someone who saw Espio reading. But what? Clearly the map saw him read. No, has to be the lock. Shadow's lock? Please, pray tell. What does this have to do with everything? We're up, Silver. Let's get our argument together. 50 rings, okay. Barely got that one. Barely got that one. Shadow walked through the library car to get to the saloon car, where he set the original high score on the arcade machine. Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't a high score long. Crocs are natural gamers. Espio said he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he has mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector in the saloon car, Espio was fully seated reading his book for a good while at that point. We know Shadow had to walk back to the library car when he left the saloon car. So there's absolutely no way Shadow and Espio didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. I mean, that was a simple slip-up. I was just fully immersed in my book that I didn't notice Shadow. You're telling me the sounds of doors opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up? Well, you see... I can sense Espio's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all the doors, Then at that moment, were you really in the library car at all? But how would Espio leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw Espio in the saloon car. That's a mystery, my dear Silver. One that I would love for Espio to solve. You gotta believe me. My cool demeanor is vanishing. I was so involved in my book that I didn't notice Shadow pass back through the library car, honest. When Vector returned, he had to tap me on the shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I think I remember doing that. I must avenge my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, Espio. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car? I wasn't. I didn't. Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's onto something, but I can't see it. Was Espio simply sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish to not notice Shadow's return to the library car? What should I do? I mean, he trained ninjutsu, so... No, I can't interrupt Tails when he's onto something. I'll let him continue this line of questioning and... Silver, my favorite and beloved employee, please protect the passengers aboard this train. They must be taken care of. If you fail, the lawsuits will be torturous. Don't allow such an old, feeble soul to get sued. I have to make sure our guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails! We have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. Alright, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence showed that Shadow and Espio could not have seen each other? Ah, I see it now. Propose that Espio was sitting here and reading. You can't see my mouse, but look at the upper part at the left-hand side of this map. He has to be sitting in such a way that he is more or less invisible. Because I've used everything else. Alright, now to get my thoughts in order. Okay, I'm sorry if I get quiet during the running sections, it's just that I have to focus, and I'm horrible at runners. The library map? Oh, I see! See the exits? They're right across from each other, a straight path. If Shadow walked down this straight path, there is a way Espio and Shadow could not have seen one another. Looks like you have to point out exactly on the map what you mean. Where could Espio have been for Shadow to not see him? Interesting. That's where I was sitting reading my book. I can second this. When I returned to the saloon car, Espio was in the same spot. That confirms it then. You see, Shadow and Espio could not have seen one another from this spot because the bookshelf is in the way. There's no way Shadow could have seen Espio or vice versa. That makes a lot of sense. Why you never mentioned Shadow's return, Espio. There is just no way you could have seen him. I apologize for losing my cool back there. I felt like I was grasping despite telling the truth. But I'm glad you all believe me now. Your alibi isn't the most airtight, but I have no further points. Thank you both for answering all of our questions. We did it! Another pair of alibis validated. Too many locked doors to worry about, but I'm glad everything straightened itself out. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit. These chairs are so comfy. Likewise, I could use a breather. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge, and especially Shadow. Oh, it seems the door to the next car is open. Amy must have kept it open when she passed through earlier. And that's our cue to leave. See you later, Vector and Espio. Give 'em heck! And if you need any meat chopped up, say the word. I'll keep my poetry sharp for you both. A murderer is on the loose, while the doors keep getting locked. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock, while our heroes are in the caboose.